We've shown you how to create an outline design using the Bling software. Now we're going to show you how to create an inner fill design. So we'll take a look at the star we just drew in the outline and we'll do it as a fill. So first of all, we'll select the shape, and by using the control key and holding our mouse down, we can once again keep our star in proportion. We'll move the star to the center of our design, and we will show, we're going to keep the show fill unselected. If we wanted to show the fill to actually see the background or the color of the star, we could do that as well. But right now, we're going to keep show fill unselected. So we're going to keep that unselected, or Alt S. To add a fill, it's very similar to selecting an outline. We're going to select our design, and then we're going to select our rhinestone pattern. That's going to bring up our outline and our fill. Now we're going to select elements under our fill. This is going to show you how to do a basic one color fill. Next, we'll show you how to do a two color or multiple color fill. Let's say we're going to use an SS6 stone in just a standard purple size. We'll select the SS6 and then we'll hit OK, which will apply the fill accordingly to our design. Now once again, you have complete control over the sizing of the fill. Now we can zoom in or out on this and add more or less rhinestones depending on how we want the fill to correlate. Obviously with a fill, using a lot more rhinestones. So if we take a look at this design, we're already up to 524 rhinestones. So we can do this manually, or we can come in here, hit 0.3, hit enter. That's going to scale back the rhinestones, or we can take this back. Now for fills, if you really want the fill to look very constrained, we could actually use more rhinestone with the fill. So let's say 0.15, try that. If it was me, I would probably stick with something fairly similar to this design. Now, if we wanted to stick with this fill, we could still ungroup these and manually change the size or shape of the design. We will show you how to do that in the grouping and ungrouping or manually adding and removing rhinestones tutorial. Obviously, this is a very full design. We're using over 1,000 rhinestones, so that's going to really affect our costing. We want to be conscious of that. Now let's show you how to create a multiple color design using two sizes of rhinestones. Let's step to the left of our workspace so we can kind of compare and contrast the two designs. Let's take our star and reselect that, and once again draw a new star. Now once the star is selected, we're going to rhinestone it, and we're going to select the first size. So select elements, and we're going to need to select two different sizes of rhinestones. So let's say I'm going to select an SS6 and an SS10. I'll add the SS6 in blue, and then I'm going to add another SS10 in a different color so I can kind of compare and contrast and see the two different colors of designs or rhinestones on screen. So let's go ahead and add this in blue. Just hit OK, and that will apply evenly the two different sizes of rhinestones. Now once again, this is a very intricate design, so I'm going to really want to scale back this, especially with these two different sizes. Let's try 0.25. If you notice, unlike the outline tool, which you just have one basic shape and size to select the number of actual rhinestones or how close or far apart they are in the outline, with the fill tool you do have a couple different options. You have your first option, which is very much like the outline option, which is how close or far apart the rhinestones are. And you have a second option, which is how close they are from the border of the fill. So right now they're at 0, which gives us the closest fill option. If we put them at 0.2, hit enter, you can see that that takes it 0.2 inside the design. So it really limits the fill. So most of the time you're going to be at 0 if you want your fill to come close to the edge. But if you want to do a fill and outline, as we'll show later, you could be maybe a point or two inside the fill to give your outline some room to breathe. Now, with this two color design, there is a specific way you need to apply the rhinestones. You need to apply the large rhinestones first. The large rhinestones will settle in the large spacing first, the small rhinestones second, because the large spacing will be already filled with the rhinestones, the large rhinestones. If you applied the small rhinestones first, they would obviously fall in both the small rhinestone slots and the large rhinestone slots, which would not allow you to then put the large rhinestones on. This was a quick tutorial on how to do fills. We will do another advanced tutorial on how to do a fill and an outline with the same design and using multiple colors of rhinestones as well.